Good morning. Welcome to this short restorative practice. Use it whenever you need to replenish. And we'll start here with an easy cross-legged pose and the spine straight. Imagine it like a ring, like a string of pearls. There's natural curves, but spaciousness on each inhale between the vertebrae as you reach higher with each inhale beyond the crown, skyward towards source. And with each exhale, feel the energy sink deeper into the earth. As you inhale, invite the belly to expand, then the ribs and the chest. Higher on the inhale, filling the torso from the bottom to the top. Deeper, releasing in descending order these areas so the lower abdominals come in at the bottom of the breath. Deeper, earthbound. Inhale higher, skyward. Chin can be slightly into the throat. Crown reaching up. Exhale, notice your sitting bones and imagine roots descending into the middle of the earth, all around you. To prep for this little practice, we might do a little hip opening, taking this right calf, holding the knee and the ankle, and as you flex the foot, protecting the muscle attachments to your knee, you might add a gentle rocking. I invite you to engage the band of muscles above your back ribs to keep the sternum lifted. And then we'll bring this heel back down to the ground, hands to the knees, circling around. Maybe start counterclockwise, hinging at the hips, heart forward. Exhale, rounding, hollowing the abdominals. Change direction when you're ready. Back to center, left calf, we'll lift that. Hip opening to begin. Flexion in the left foot, lifting the sternum and the crown. Sitting on the edge of a pillow or blanket if your low back feels tight or you're tight this early in the practice. Let your feet come down, and we're going to take our holster. Option in Paschimottanasana, forward fold, to take a blanket or a pillow. I have it folded evenly. I suggest that is a good thing to do. Sitting on the edge so that the tailbone's lifted and the pelvis is tipping forward, drawing the inner thighs in and the fleshy part of the sit bones out. In this forward fold, if you have a bolster, you could place it over your legs when we come forward to support yourself. Final option is a block, or you could use a phone book to let the forehead rest. We want to lift the shoulders up, down, and roll them down the back, and keep that engagement, the protraction of the shoulder blades. So the shoulders and the ears have plenty of space between them. You could hold on to the strap, and we're going to inhale and sit tall, bringing length to the spine. As we exhale, we'll be stretching the back body into your version of forward fold. You could relax the strap and see about turning inward, detaching, and cultivating a bit of mindfulness, moment to moment awareness without judgment. I would submit self-compassionate mindfulness here. So notice what you need. Is your lower back talking to you? If that's the case, readjust sit up higher on a bolster. We want the pelvis to tip forward so that we lengthen without adding any undue stress at the low back. Let yourself go here. And we'll try on 4, 7, 8 breathing ratio. So I'll lift my head time to time to project my voice better, but invite yourself to just stay in the pose as best you can. Make any adjustments you need to have it suit you and adjust the poses to you in the moment to suit your body. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4, holding, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exhale, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 4, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exhale, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. Let yourself go here. Counting the breath ratio to yourself. Paschimottanasana, forward fold, is a more introspective type of posture. Stretches the back body. See if you can lengthen your neck. Notice if your tongue is stuck to the roof of your mouth and just let it rest in the lower palate. Let the lower jaw recede. And wherever you're at with breath count, or if you lost the count and your mind began to wander, let's draw it back with one more beautiful breath here. Inhaling, filling the belly, ribs, chest. Expanding out higher with the in-breath. Exhale, descending order, lower abdominals in, bottom of the breath, sinking deeper, earthbound. When you're ready, we're going to come out and up and put aside these props to the middle of the mat. So before we shift to fish pose, using the bolster, if you'd like, and a blanket could be under the neck here. At the other end, I'll move out of the way if you can see, we're going to put the blocks lengthwise at the back of the mat. So to prepare for this, let's let our chin drop, lifting the sternum, holding the knees, and with the jaw soft, left ear to the left shoulder. Option to rest the hand here, the left hand over the head. If you'd like, extend your right arm shoulder level, fingers together, muscles of the arms hugging to the bones, as if you were pressing a beach ball into the ground. If it feels good to look down, you might feel the right side neck stretch. Notice how that feels if you take that option. And don't worry, you're in charge. So inhale, both thumbs rise up. Exhale to the other side, leaning to your right. Left arm could reach overhead. Looking down towards your right hip if you'd like. We'll rise back up and circle the neck if it's healthy all the way around. Chin brushing the top of the chest as you come forward. Jaw soft, mouth open, opposite direction when you're ready. And finally, we're going to just shift to kneeling pose to do some shoulder preps here. So as we get ready for our fish pose, we want the shoulders open. So if you want to take your strap or hold your shoulders, I'll demonstrate the shoulder pose in this kneeling posture, hero. And we're going to circle the elbows forward, up, down, and around. And then the other way. Option 2, if you have a strap, belt, scarf, whatever. Inhale, you could rise up. And exhale, we'll lower down evenly, rolling the shoulders so that we're turning the humerus bones in the shoulder sockets. If kneeling doesn't feel good, you could sit on a lift of sorts. And just another one or two as we prep for fish pose. We started in that last pose as a forward fold, and this is a back bend. So I'm going to shift to sit on my bolster, scooting your butt to the end. See if I position the blocks right. Oh, probably. And then we roll the shoulders down so they're off the mat, off the lip. I have this blanket under my shoulders, and then I'm going to roll my shoulders under so that we're fanning the shoulder blades out. We'll tuck the tailbone, legs rest, and head could be on a pillow or blanket, or you could let it be on the ground. But we want to feel the shoulder blades kind of catch at the bolster here. Here the diaphragm is lifted. We'll repeat the same breath ratio, and let's notice here how it feels with a diaphragm lift, and that makes the exhale a little easier perhaps. So see what your experience is. Inhale, 4, 2, 3, 4. Holding 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhaling 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale 4, 2, 3, 4. Holding 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhaling 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Continuing on your own. Option to try tongue to the back top of the teeth, a calming point. And if you choose to close your eyes, option to roll the eyes up into the sockets and bring the gaze to the space between the eyebrows. I like to put my finger there for a visceral experience of the third eye, if you'd like to try that calming point. Palms can be up, legs could fall open if you want, and we're just going to let ourselves be in this gentle back bend. When you're ready, you might circle your ankles in both directions, maybe your wrists as well. We could extend an equality of opposition beyond our extremities, reaching fingers and toes apart. And then we'll bend the knees, bring the elbows down to support yourself, and we can roll to our comfortable side and let ourselves come up. Finally, we're going to do 2 more poses here. So, clearing off your mat, we'll set up. I'm going to move sideways. So I have the block set up to create a ramp. This is a back bend again with down angle pose. So I'm sliding my seat up to the edge of the ramp, the butt's on the ground. You can come back with your knees bent, rolling the shoulders under again, resting back. If it feels okay in your low back, you could have the feet come together and the knees wide. One more option is to put support under the knees by taking if you have a blanket, you could roll it out long lengthwise and then roll it up with the feet together, the blanket go on top of the feet, but tucking behind the knees. So kind of underneath the hips, again, catching your low back at the lip of the support, rolling the shoulders under to bound ankle reclined pose. So soften your jaw and nestle in, turning inward. Become observer of the body in this pose. Notice if there's any sensation in the body. Option to bring the hands to that space. And then checking in with what the body wants. Notice if there's a message there. If there's emotionality, if there's just sensation, and what happens if you breathe into it or readjust yourself until you feel just right. Not too much, not too little, just the right amount in pose. This is middle ground. So find the right position. And you could let the arms rest if you'd like. Wrapping the thumbs across the palms, fingers over top. I'll just share an affirmation if you would like. So as you're here, if you would like, I am joyful and trusting. Opening up to joy and trust. Trusting yourself and being in the moment, withdrawing all energy from the past, the future. Maybe this affirmation could be an intention. If it's not authentic in this moment to you, then I like to practice a new term I learned, which is realistic positivity. So we can have this intention or affirmation, but prepare ourselves for a bit of challenge in the process of becoming. Kind of like growth mindset. 3 more breaths here. So if you'd like, you could put one hand on the belly and the chest to feel the belly breath, or keep this manifestation mantra for 3 breath counts. Inhale, exhale, 1. Beginning to come back, releasing the hands, holding behind the knees, removing the bolster. You can take the feet a little wider and let the knees touch together. And if you want, you can drop the right knee internally rotating towards your left ankle. So now the right quad rolls in, upper hip might have some sensation here. Inhale through center, left knee towards the right ankle. And now this left quad is rolling in. Notice if there's anything in the left hip. And we're going to come up to center. So that was our bound ankle pose, reclined posture. And finally, almost finally, we're going to just come through a transitional pose of supported bridge. So we have our shoulders rolled under, our feet hip width apart. If you're like me and you like to measure, you could put a block lengthwise there. And imagine you're holding another block high between the thighs. So we want the thighs to be rotating in and slightly engaged. Keeping that engagement, if you feel comfortable, head can be straight. Roll up, lifting the tailbone, and maybe slide the block underneath, rolling the shoulders under. And let yourself now count 10 cycles of breath. As we mentioned, we are doing inhale and exhale as 1 breath count. Counting breath technique. This one's great for the thyroid and a stretch of the quads, the front body. In this pose, the chin comes into the throat, Jaladhara Bandha, stimulating the thyroid, metabolism, energy flow, with a gentle lift so that the blood supply is flowing down to the brain, refreshing. Notice your count. Have you lost the count?
what happens if you could just invite yourself to come back to the beginning of it if you have lost the count? If you've already reached breath count number 10, option to add another breath in whatever the count, and then let yourself come down to neutral pose of breath here. And from here, we're going to create the quadricep hang. If you have a chair, an open back chair is preferable. You could slide your button up to the bottom of the chair with the back away from you, feet through. If you don't, you can use blocks to create a lift, and our legs are going to go over this. So now we're going to slacken the muscles of the quadriceps. Maybe you want to put a pillow or blanket under your head. Maybe there's going to be one on top of you if you'd like. The idea in restorative postures and practice is to do as little as possible. I'm going to put my legs up first so you can see the right angles here. Scooting the butt up. We'll place the calves over top. So this is slackening these. If you had it on a chair, it could be a little more of a right angle like this, or you could scoot your butt up. So if we can have this right angle here and here over a couch, a chair, whatever, let yourself come down and roll your shoulders under. Close your eyes. Take one big breath, and this big breath, imagine your brain is an overfilled balloon. If there's any tension in the body, just kind of make fists scrunch everything up, and as you exhale, relax everything down. Feel yourself release and relax into the support underneath you. Let's take our attention to the crown of our head, softening the scalp, then the brow, tip of the nose, root of the tongue, base of the throat at ease. Imagine a divine light is flowing in through the crown of your head and creating spaciousness, unconditional love, flooding into each area that I name, through the shoulders. Imagine flowing down the arms to the very tips of your fingers. Through the torso and your internal organs, through your hips, to any area of discomfort or dis-ease, through the thighs, front and back, through your knees, ankles, to the tips of your toes. Let your whole body be filled with unconditional love, with light. And just let go. Imagine yourself being held in this light. I'm going to play a crystal bowl, and it's on the keynote of D for opening up our creativity, feeling our feelings, letting them come in and go. And we're just going to detach and bear witness in the process. Just see how it goes. Just rest. come back just by means of your breath. Notice your breath at the nostrils, the temperature of it. Notice the cool rush at the upper part of the nostrils as you inhale. Observe the warm release of air at the lower part of the nostrils when you're exhaling. When you're ready, let the breath deepen and stretch out along the ground, rolling to your comfortable side, lying in a fetal position, and just feeling how you feel right now versus when you first started. And when you're ready, plant your top hand down, come up to an easy cross-legged position. If you would like, we can come back to the manifestation mudra, thumbs across the palms, fingers wrapping around. So let's have you, if you choose, to make an intention for the rest of your day. As you inhale, reaching higher skyward towards source, with each exhale grounding deeper into the earth. Let your quiet mind listen and absorb. What is it like to be totally still, yet completely attentive at the same time? Option to reconnect to your intention or to set a new one for the rest of your day. Projecting yourself into your day so that you see things going really well. Imagine yourself like a drop over still water, sending rippling effects to all the people you encounter. Imagine things going really good. And when you're ready, we can bring the hands together. So the divine light in me salutes and acknowledges that same light in you. When we're in this place, we're the same. Namaste. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.